What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and today we are coming at you with a bit of an unexpected video, but with this week being so busy with previews, Champions League, watch-alongs, all that stuff, this is really the only time we had to get it done. So this is going to be a very raw video of my reactions, initial reactions to the FIFA 22 Borussia Dortmund player ratings. Now, I haven't looked at them yet, besides people trying to send it to me, but I did my best. Like, I know what some of them are, but I did my best trying not to look, so this can be as raw as we possibly can get. So I guess without further ado, guys, if you guys are excited, be sure to drop a like on the video. Comment down below, let us know what your thoughts on pretty much all the ratings are, and if you agree, disagree, because I know a lot of Dortmund fans are pretty frustrated. And of course, subscribe if you guys are new. So without further ado, guys, let's just get right into it with my very initial raw reactions of these ratings. We're gonna get started with Marius Wolf. So Marius Wolf was given a 75 non-rare right mid. He's got 84 pace, 70 shooting, 70 passing, 75 dribbling, 67 defense, and 76 physical. Whew. I think it's fair. Last season he was on loan at Cologne. He had a decent season. I would have expected him to probably be around the 76, 77. But those stats, that's a solid player for a starting squad in the Bundesliga. I don't think there's much wrong with that card. I'm pretty happy with it. I think Marius Wolf will be decently happy with it as well. And if you're looking to build a Bundesliga squad, well, there you go. Marius Wolf will be a nice little addition with a pretty well-rounded card. Going over to Nico Schultz, another non-rare 77 left back. He's got 86 pace, 51 shooting, 72 passing, 73 dribbling, 72 defense, and 76 physical. Again, starter squad gold right there where Schultz usually always is. And again, it's relatively fair. I mean, I think Nico Schultz kind of found his way a little bit at Dortmund, but last season wasn't used that much. He is fast, so his pace is fine. His passing is questionable. His defense, I mean, I don't know. It's an all right card. I think Nico will take that any day. And again, for any starting squads out there, there you go. It's a decent right mid, decent left back to use in a Bundesliga starter squad. Moving on over to Thomas Meunier, which is a very interesting one. Us Dortmund fans have our initial reactions around him, but they gave him a non-rare 77 right back with 73 pace, 74 shooting, 72 passing, 72 dribbling, 73 defense, and 80 physical. Now, I don't think his pace is fair. I think that Meunier is a faster player than that. I don't think there's any issues with him bombing up and down the right-hand side. I would have gave his pace around the 77, 78. His passing is, I think, the questionable with Thomas Meunier. His passing, in my opinion, is where the issues arise from. I'd put those in the 60s. And the rest, they're relatively fine. Just two issues there with EA with his pace and his passing. But other than that, I think it's a fair rating for Meunier. Moving on over to Gio, they gave him a 77 cam. He's a rare, which is nice. I think it's deserved for Gio. 77 pace, which is decent for Gio, not known for his speed. 71 shooting. I think he's a bit of a better finisher than that. His passing should be up a little bit as well. Decent dribbling with 82, 36 defense, and 71 physical, which is a decent physical rating for Gio. The pace, I think, is fair. The shooting at 71, I think, can go up, and the passing at 74, I think, can go up. But all in all, he didn't have a great season last year, and he also mostly played on the wing. So it's a fair rating for Gio. Zagadou, there's not much to talk about with him not playing all that much. 78 rating center back. They gave him a 59 pace, 34 shooting, 61 passing, 52 dribbling. Ugh. And then the two 80s for defense and physical, they basically kept it the exact same, and it's probably a very similar card to what a lot of people could expect, given the fact that injuries have just been riddling him so far. Going over to Hitz, who's a non-rare 78 keeper, 81 diving, 74 handling, 79 kicking, 79 reflexes, his 43 speed, and 77 positioning. Again, Hitz did have a decent role to play for Dortmund last year. I don't think it's very unfair whatsoever, so I'm happy with that. This is where I run into some issues, man. Come on. EA. Dahoud. Starting off, you gave him a non-rare. Non-rare 79 center mid. They got the center mid right, at least. But they gave him 70 pace, 69 shooting, 76 passing, 83 dribbling, 67 defense, 70 physical. I'm livid. That is not fair. Now, I'm biased. Dahoud's my boy. I get it. But, one, he should have been a rare. Come on, give me a break. Then, he should have been at least an 81, 82. I'm sorry. His pace, 70 is harsh. I would have put him up towards 74, 75. His shooting is better than that. He's known for his long-range hits. I mean, whether it's got to be in the 70s, though. I mean, 73, 74. His passing, he's an excellent passer. It's one of the best things about Dahoud. I think his passing should be between 82 and 84. His dribbling is decently, like, I'm fine with that. I mean, from what he can do with the ball, I mean, no problem putting it up to like an 85. His defense, I mean, he can play as a 6. He can do it very successfully, so I think that should be somewhere in the 70s, even a 72. In his physicality, he's a small guy. 70 is fair, but I'd bump it up a couple. I think he should have been in the 70s and everything except for passing and dribbling, which should be in the 80s. My boy Dahoud got shafted. So let's move over to Gregor Kobel, who is a non-rare 79 keeper, 80 diving, 78 handling, 77 kicking, 83 reflexes, 26 speed, 74 positioning. Now, the speed is very unfair. From what I've learned about Kogel is he's a sweeper keeper. You need speed to be able to do that. So I think it's very unfair to say that hits is almost 20 faster than Kobel. So I think that's a real wrong there. I mean, it's hard. He's coming from Stuttgart. Probably wasn't looked at all that much from EA, but regardless, probably ripped off. I think he probably should have been a rare 80, and then his speed just absolutely... All right, but let's move on to Jude. Another interesting one. He's a rare 79 center mid, 75 pace, 69 shooting, 73 passing, 80 dribbling, 75 defense, and 77 physical. I think it's a little unfair. I would probably give Jude an 80 to 81. Incredible player last year for us. His pace should have been towards the 80s in my opinion. Let's be honest. He's a very quick player. Anywhere between 78 and 80 is what I think he should have got. His shooting, the man, look at him this year. I mean, the man can put the ball in the back of the net. I think that should have been low 70s, 72-ish. His passing a little bit better. I mean, time to time, but a 76, 77 would have been fair. His dribbling, he's a good dribbler. I would probably put that as an 83. And his defense and physicals, I don't have huge issues with. I think that's a well-rated card. My boy Akanji is another interesting one. He didn't get as shafted as Bellingham and Dahoud did. He's a rare center back, 80 with 81 pace, which is fair. 48 shooting, can't complain. His passing at 76, I think that's a little harsh. Especially this year. I mean, he's been showing it a little bit more on display, but I would have put him, I mean, 72, 73 for his passing. His dribbling, 74, which is fair. 81 defense, I probably would have put him at 82, 83. And his physicality, I probably would have put as 80s, 80, 81. 80 rating as well, I think is a little unfair. I think both him and Bellingham should have been between an 81, 82. I don't know, it's a little unfortunate because both of those players are just so important. They really are. They really are. So that's the first batch that we took a look at there, guys. And there were some issues. Dahoud, Bellingham, and Akanji, for me, all kind of got shafted. Not totally fair. But there is a second batch that we got to move on to now, which is nice. We're going to start with the new signing, the new man, Daniel Malen, sitting in there with an 80 rare striker, 90 pace, 79 shooting, 72 passing, 83 dribbling, 30 defense, and 74 physicals. Guys, let's be honest, if you're building a starter squad for the Bundesliga, he's your man you're going to want to get. Looking at his performances at PSV last year, an 80 is a little low. I probably would have gave him an 82. In my opinion, I think he probably would have got an 82. 90 to 91 pace is fine. He scored a lot of goals last year. 79 shooting is, I mean, he didn't miss a lot of chances, so, I mean, maybe EA took that in consideration. 79 to 81 shooting, I probably am fine with. His passing against 72, I'm fine with. Dribbling, I'm fine with. Defense and physicals. I mean, I think it's a pretty well-rounded card. I just think the rating should have been up a little bit, and I build Bundesliga squads every year. So, let me know, guys, in the comments right now. If I'm to stream a little bit more on YouTube, maybe, or get back into Twitch for JJD TV, would you guys like to see one of two things? A career mode, or if I do some Ultimate Team, would you want to see a series called Malen to Glory, which is building a team around Malen? The only rule of the series is that Malen has to be in my team at all times. So it'll be Malen to Glory because, I mean, he looks tasty, guys. Hopefully he gets some informs throughout the season. But let me know in the comments if that would interest you. As we roll on to Berkey. Massive downgrade. And rightfully so. He's a rare 80 keeper. He's got 81 diving, 79 handling, 60 kicking. 86 reflexes. I do like his reflexes. 46 speed and 77 positioning. It's a fair card. I don't want to touch on Berkey too much. Surprised he's still with Dortmund. He's our highest rating keeper, which EA, they want to be careful how hard they downgrade. He got downgraded quite a bit. So, I mean, it's fine. We'll roll on to Brandt, who's a rare 81 cam. Got downloaded quite a bit. 73 pace, 75 shooting, 80 passing, 84 dribbling, 48 defense, 66 physicals. I don't have a huge issue with it. Brandt did not have a good season. He's not had good seasons whatsoever, really, for Dortmund. So, yeah, I think 81 is what I would have gave him. And I think I did do a quick rating sometimes on the channel. I gave Brandt an 81. He got downgraded a lot. He really did. And I don't have a lot of issues with it, guys. Now, hopefully Brandt can prove them wrong and come back this season and take a tone into that. But yeah, I mean, from his performances last season, I don't have any issue with that. Moving over to Hazard. Rare 82 left mid. He was downgraded. I mean, again, I don't think it's totally unfair. I would have probably given him an 83. I probably would have given him an 83. But with the injuries, the performances, I mean, it's not unrealistic to see that they'd give him an 82. Took a hit at his pace, though, which I think is a little unfair. I probably still would have kept him around that 84 to 85 pace. I don't think the injuries ruined his pace by any stretch. His shooting, again, 76. I mean, he's a good finisher. You can hit him from distance. He's a free kick. I'd have put them up a little bit. I mean, he's known for being able to do that. His passing at 80 is decent. Dribbling at 85 is decent. 52 defense and 66 physical. Yeah, I would have given him an 83. I think his pace is the biggest takeaway at 80. I think that's a little unfair, so not the kindest rating there. Moving on to Chan, who sticks with the 82 rare center mid, and then that's just a beautiful looking card. They didn't touch him too much. 78 pace, 78 shooting, which is better shooting from Chan to Hazard. So there's your comparison right there on what EA know. Come on. Chan shooting at 78 and Hazard at 76 is an absolute laughable joke. Regardless, 78 passing, 80 dribbling, 84 defense, and 87 physical. I think Chan, I don't know if he had a talk with EA, but man, I mean, that's a really, really good card. That's a really good card. Again, he'll be probably one of the most expensive off start of the game Bundesliga center mids you're going to find, because that's a fantastic card. Does it match Chan's performances? No, it doesn't. But I mean 82 is not unfair. I think his stats got juiced. I mean, those are elite looking stats right off the face of the things. I know without going deeper, guys, into how they look, but I don't know. I mean, if I was Emre Can, I mean, I'd be flexing on those stats left, right, and center, knowing that every Bundesliga squad will hopefully be rocking you. But yeah, I mean, he's a fast player. He's a very athletic player. His passing, I'm questionable. I think that should go down. His shooting should go down. The other ones, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into Chan. I think that's a misrepresentation on how Emre Can performs for Dortmund. But regardless, we'll move on over to Witsel, who's got an 83 for not playing. So EA is similar to Zagadou, bumped him down one. CDM, didn't touch his pace too much, which I'm surprised. Still in the 60s, 61 pace, 71 shooting, 81 passing, 79 dribbling, 82 defense, and 80 physical. Or 79 physical. I probably would have had his physical and defense both in the 80s. His pace, I think it's a fair rating considering he was gone for most of the season. We go over to Guerrero, whose FIFA cards are always just unfortunate to look at. They actually put him as a left back this year. 84 left back, rare from, I don't know. 75 pace once again, immediately makes the card useless, let's be honest. I don't know. I still think it's a little unfair, man. Guerrero is faster than that. He's so quick with the ball at his feet. I think they should probably put him towards that 78, 79. His shooting is incredible. High 70s, low 80s would have been fine with me. His passing at 85 could arguably went up. His dribbling at 88 is nice. 76 defending is decent, considering, Guerrero is a liability sometimes at the back. And his physicality at 58 hurts. Just makes him an all-around useless card. And it's funny because he's one of our best, if not, he's probably our most consistent player and one of our best players. And these are the stats you give him. Meanwhile, Emre Can has got the stats that he has. It's hilarious. It's hilarious because Guerrero, to me, is 10 times more important to the team than Emre Can is from a fan's perspective. Very interesting. But now we go into the big three. Marco Reus, my man, I'm sorry. You got downgraded quite a bit in the stats perspective there. But a rare 85 cam, and you took a shot at his pace to give him a 73, slap in the face. I think it's unfortunate. I think it's wrong. I think he should be towards the high 70s. His shooting, did you not watch this man last year? I mean, his shooting should be high 80s. His passing, high 80s. His dribbling, high 80s. His defense, 46, I'm fine with it. His physical at 63, I'm fine with it. But yeah, I mean, EA, I'm not sure what Royce you were watching at the tail end of last season, but his pace, shooting, passing, and dribbling all completely underwhelming. And his 85, I would have probably gave him an 86, 87. He had a great season last year. Really ripped off. Yeah, I would have gave Royce an 87. There you go. And a lot better pace and passing, shooting, dribbling. Then we go over to Hummels, who another very important player who had the bare minimum, which should have been an 87. Him and Royce, in my opinion, both should have been 87s. Center back, he's got 56 pace. They didn't hurt his pace too much. 59 shooting. We know Hummels has actually got a decent finish on him. 77 passing. 73 dribbling. 89 defense. 77 physicals. So what I would have done, like I said, 87 overall. The pace is not unfair. His shooting, again, could have been mid-60s. His passing should definitely be mid-80s. He's one of the best, if not, probably the best distributors of a center back you're going to find. They call him the quarterback role for a reason. His dribbling, I think, is a little bit harsh. I think that should have been higher, up there in the 70s. And then his physical defense, elite number of defense. But yeah, a little bit shafted again. And then the final piece of our puzzle, the best rating for the Dortmund player, respectively so. In my opinion, he should have been an 89 to 90, and that's Erling Haaland. They gave him an 88. I would have been more happy with the 89 and 90. 89 pace. Have you seen this man run? Tell me how he's not in the 90s. Consistently seeing how fast this man is every single night, the numbers that they put up. And the Bundesliga loves to highlight how fast a player can be. Those 35-kilometer-an-hour marks, man, they're hit pretty consistently from Erling Haaland. I would have probably gave him a 92 pace. His finishing could have been 93. Passing, 65. It's a part of his game he does need to work on. Dribbling, I probably would have put up there and a little higher up in the 80s. Defense and physical at 88. Like, it's still a very good card. 89 pace, 91 shooting, 88 physical. It's an elite card, especially at this beginning of the FIFA 22 Ultimate Team season. Regardless, I still would have upped the overall to an 80, at least an 89 to 90, and then 90 pace for sure. Higher, 92, 93 shooting. It's I don't know, man. It is what it is. I think overall, EA got a lot right and a lot wrong. The big ones for me, I mean, the Haaland one is fair. I'm not overly upset with it. I think Hummels and Royce got shafted in different areas. I think Chan got a huge card for considering how he is. Guerrero, again, there's not much they can do. If they don't rate his pace, they don't rate his pace. It is what it is. Dahoud, Bellingham, Akanji. Those are the three big ones I'm taking away, the real drastic big ones. Dahoud, Bellingham, Akanji, all ripped off. And then medium ripped off, Haaland, Hummels, Royce. And then the one overachiever, I think is fair, is Chan in this scenario there. But guys, that is my initial reactions to Borussia Dortmund's FIFA 22 player ratings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to comment down below and let me know what you guys agreed with my opinions or not. If there's players you think that, you said, Josh, come on, Chan deserves every one of those stats, let me know. Let me know. I'm excited to see what you guys think and your guys' opinions on this as well. And yeah, and if you guys are new around here and you enjoy this, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see